Hello, this week's Parsha is the Parsha of Truma. The Torah has already been given to the Jewish people on Mount Sinai. It's Moshe coming down from the mountain, famous picture, with the Ten Commandments. Now there's got to be a place for the Torah. There is a beautiful, beautiful Medrash. And the Medrash likens the giving of the Torah, the father giving away his only daughter. The father is a king, of course, and he has a daughter, as a princess, who's going to marry a prince. Midrashim often have royalty in them, which is why hearing this with a British accent is probably very useful. Anyway, so eventually, after 4 weeks of celebrations, it's time for the new bride to go home to the neighboring country with her new husband, the prince. But the father turns around and he says to his new son-in-law, I can't withhold my daughter from you. It's time for you to take her to your own home. I've given her to you as a wife. But I can't bear to be separated from her. So please do me a favor. Make me in your palace. Make me a place, a small place, even adjoining the palace, where I can stay, because I just can't bear to be separated from my daughter. In this medrash, the daughter is the Torah, and the king is Hashem, and the prince, who is, as it were, married the Torah, is the Jewish people. But there's a beautiful idea here of the Torah being inseparable from God, or God, Hashem, simply not being able to be separated from the Torah. And that, of course, is the Mishkan. Make for me a place, the Shachanti, and I will dwell the Seicham amongst you here in this place, where my Torah is situated, where my daughter is situated. Hashem, together with the Torah. Now, it's so much more to say than the minutes that we have together allow, but there is a beautiful idea. All of the furniture, in fact, all of the dimensions of the Mishkan is actually a microcosm of the blueprint for the whole of the universe. It's a big statement, but every aspect of human life, let's reduce it to that, is hinted at and actually taught about by the construction of the Mishkan. I'll give you just one example. Of course, the Ark, in which the Torah, the Ten Commandments, is contained, is a golden box. It is in length 2.5 amas. That's an amma. All the measurements in Hebrew are based on the dimensions of a human body. That, a man's arm, I'm 6'1", so I've got a big arm, I suppose. From there to there, it's about 1.5 feet, isn't it? 2.5. So there you go. It's there for 3.5, something like 4 feet, something long. Its width is 1.5 amas. And that's the box in which the Torah contains. But on top of the box, there is the lid. The lid's got a very, very unusual name. It's called the kapareth. The kapareth, same word as kippur, as in Yom Kippur. Forgiveness. What aspect of human society, of the human experience, does the lid hint at? And the answer is marriage. Because Hashem's wedding present to every chatan b'kala, to every bride and groom on their wedding day, is that kapara, you're forgiven. It's atoned. Everything you've done wrong in the past, your past life, up till now, the slate's wiped clean, and you can start again. That's Hashem's wedding present. But there's something, a beautiful idea that relates to the Medrash of Hashem not being able to separate himself from the Torah. The lid that goes on top of the box in which the Torah is hints at marriage. And if a Jewish marriage is based on Torah, then it's 2.5 amas in length. Now, an amma is 6 tefachim. A tefach is a fist. So this length here is 6 tefachim. So it's 15 tefachim in length. You probably know that the Hebrew word for a man is an ish, aleph yud shin, and that a woman is an isha, aleph shin hey. The yud in ish and the hey in isha is yud hey. That's the numerical value of 15. God's name is 15, yud hey. If you base your marriage, if it rests in Torah, if the foundation is Torah, then you'll have Hashem, yud hey, running through the length of the marriage. What about the width? Now that we said was 1.5 tefachim. So again, remember, a tefach is 1.5 amas, sorry. So that's 9 tefachim. And 9 is interesting because when Hashem created Adam v'Chava, then he says, V'kora shamam Adam. We will call their name Adam. Adam, will become one person. But look at the letters for Adam. Aleph, 1, numerical value of 1. Daled, 4, numerical value, takes us to 5. And then Mem, that's 4 again, 4 times 10, because it's 40. So, but it's called Mispar Cotton. If you just reduce it to the number of tens, it's 4. So look at 4 and 4, and 1 is 9. The Korat Shamom Odom. If your marriage rests on Torah, then you'll become literally like one person. Their name will be Odom, 1, 9. And that's into at the width of the lid of the marriage structure, a Jewish marriage structure based in Torah. But what's to be on top of the lid? Then there was 2 kruvim, 2 cherubs, one at a boy's face and one at a girl's face. Solid gold. The blessing is there's a strong likelihood that you'll have children, boys and girls, a boy and a girl, or golden children resting on top of the lid, which rests on top of Torah, because a Jewish marriage that way, that's what you're going to produce. I'm not naive enough to tell you that all Jewish marriages, all Torah Jewish marriages are perfect. Of course they're not. But in the world out there, if you contrast and compare a marriage which is based and rests in Torah, I think in most cases, compared to the ordinary world, they really are gold. Shem can't, after all, bear to be separated from the Torah. And if your marriage is based in Torah, you're likely to see him running through the length of it as well. I wish you all a very good Shabbos.